Hi, Punishers!
LV2 versus LV1.6!
Alright, so yeah, two humongously flagship guns for Planet Eclipse. I think Joel's broken.
It's gonna be good.
Joel's stuck. We're gonna compare these two bad boys today. There are gonna be a lot of similarities, a lot of things that aren't different, but there's plenty of stuff that is different, so today we're gonna dive into it. If you happen to like watching this video, be sure to subscribe to this channel, like this video, find us on Instagram, definitely find us on Facebook, and if you want to purchase one of these bad boys...
TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook.
Definitely try to find the link below in the description. Pick one of these bad boys up. Let us know who's all interested. Thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you after the intro.
Alright guys, so here we are. We have the LV2 versus the LV1.6. Doug doesn't know anything about either one, so I'm going to do this video.
Nope. I will give you the idiot commentary.
Alright guys, so we have the LV1.6 on this side, we have the LV2 over here, and we are going to compare the two, explain a lot of the differences between the LV1.6 and the LV2. Hope you guys enjoy this video. As Doug said, subscribe if you guys haven't. Doug, you want to walk us through the LV1.6 first? Or you want me to do the LV2?
Yeah, let's start with the original.
Let's just do it all together. How about that?
Cool. So, box. This comes with a sleeve and then box. Does this have a sleeve that comes with it originally, or no?
No.
I haven't seen sleeves on these
Now,
guys.
the box, by any stretch of the imagination, I don't know what Planet was thinking. I hate these dang sleeves. Dye does this. Planet now is doing them with the LV2.
You know what I think, man? I had a roommate that I lived with a while ago when I was playing for Ohio State. He had an original LV1, and I'm pretty sure his had a sleeve as well. Prior to like the actual
maybe I don't remember that.
This was a minute ago.
It's possible. It's possible. I'll give it to you. It's possible. All right, so we're gonna unbox these. The box on this is very similar to the box on that. I actually got this wet and it's already starting to like
kind of like warp.
Yeah,
right?
I don't think that box would do it because it's got like this.
It's got a laminate or something.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, granted, nobody's gonna freaking use the box.
We all know you guys put the boxes in the recycling, not the trash.
Correct.
Ugh. Alright,
so how long does it take Joel to figure out how to open up this box is a real question. Though.
Oh, but Doug doesn't know anything about the LV guns.
Listen, I didn't say anything about the box. Doo-doo-doo. Oh! Nailed it! It's upside down.
I'm so proud of him.
I'm pretty sure that somebody did this wrong. That's part of the problem. Alright, so it goes like that. It goes like this.
Literally, this is the top. It was in there correct.
No, I think it was.
Opened it upside down.
It was. I don't know. Whatever. You guys saw the instant replay. You let us know. All right, I'm gonna set this stuff to the side because, like you said, it just gets thrown
toss
out.
it anyway.
Yeah.
Alright, so are we unzipping or actually let's talk about this first.
Yes. Let's talk about this.
Lift that bad boy up. So heathered, solid metal covered with plastic. So this is like a softer kind of cloth material on top of. Still hard though underneath.
Yes,
so, I mean,
I think it is the same aluminum underneath, but it's got like this fabric.
I believe that.
Kenty,
I really like that. Kenty doesn't like it.
Kenty doesn't like it. She brought up the point of like, is it going to get stained? We mentioned that in the initial unboxing video.
That gets stained. These get dented. Like
whatever.
Tit for tat.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Yeah.
I think with this getting stained, you can actually clean it pretty easily. Just take like some dish soap and a rag, wipe it, like scrub it, whatever. Yeah, I know it's got a carrying handle. This one doesn't.
It does have a carrying handle. Between the two, that's the only big thing for me is the fact
cases,
that it is nice.
I think it's cool, and I find that one more visually appealing.
Yes, I would agree with that. This elastic, I think, is going to be a problem.
Really?
Yeah. Like, just let it go right now. Just let it go right now.
Oh, like with it not going flush or whatever?
Yeah.
Probably.
But whatever.
You know what, man? It's another way for people to not drop their $1,600 gun.
Can't afford that. All right, guys, so unboxing.
I said so.
All right, I guess Doug's going first. Go ahead.
Gotta go with the OG first. So we have a Midnight 1.6 here. So it's gonna come with, you have your barrel here, manual underneath, extremely detailed. We have it seems to match the color of the manual. The barrel stock here, got your oil, this is an LV, nice PE wrenches all wrapped up for you, and then the parts kit. And if I'm not mistaken, Keegan always really likes the parts kits for the The LV for the Planet Eclipse.
I do
right?
too.
And you
yeah.
do as well. Like
manual and parts kit.
What is it for you about the parts kit? The manual is a no-brainer, but about their parts kit specifically,
That's a good question.
It so nice.
They're labeled. Everything is labeled, and there's definitely more parts. Like if you look at like a Lux or a Digun or any of these other gun manufacturers, they don't label it, so you're guessing on an O-ring. Like me, I usually know what I'm looking for, but like the general person isn't going to know, oh yeah, you need the 17 that's this color, or maybe it doesn't have a color, it's the 17, or like with DLX guns, there's different durometers or softness of the O-ring, so it's like, yeah, I'm looking for an OU 7017, like no one's going to know what that is by just looking in their little parts kit.
Yep.
Whereas like with Planet, it's like, hey, I need this O-ring, open up that baggie, boom, pop that O-ring on there. You know what I'm saying? So definitely really nice. And on top of that, they don't just include the just the O-rings, they include other stuff too. They include the springs, they include all kinds of different
things. You see that here, and obviously you get your other rammer as well with the LVs.
Light and heavy rammer.
So
same thing with this one. Can I open this now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. Same thing with this one. You are going to get both rammers, heavy and light. I think that the heavy comes stock in it, and if you want to put the light in. Anybody that's never used an LV before, the heavy rammer is for a softer, smoother shot. The light rammer is like if you're trying to achieve higher rates of fire.
Would that be better efficiency as well with the lighter rammer? Because
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know.
I think just
try and answer that.
I'll speculate. I think the light rammer would be more efficient because it's less weight to move, but I'm not a scientist.
All right. So on my side of things, the LV2 is going to come with the S63 barrel system in these slots, which is really nice. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slots. So you are it is definitely an improvement than the previous case.
Yep.
You're going to have your barrel cover and all the other stock stuff. It is still going to have your color manual, which is nice. It does have this nice flop,
divider,
which is really nice.
I like that.
Kenzie brought up a good point, which was that there's no place to put your oil. So instead of designating a spot on this side, isn't that kind of interesting?
They could have fit it like here.
Yeah, they could have cut out an area for your oil, but they didn't.
Interesting.
Yeah. Overall, though, I think that this is still better than that.
Yeah.
I like this. I like being able to put your manual right there, so it actually has like a nice designated spot. This is actually for your barrel cover, I think. So you could use this for different things, which is nice.
You put some other stuff there.
I think that they improved the case finally.
I think this is a good way to organize things. This looks a lot more. This has always baffled me. Like this, just to me looks like it's kind of neat, but like this has needed an update for a minute. So I appreciate what they did. And really, dude, you can stick your lube in here too. Like, come on, like it's fine.
That is true.
I guess it wouldn't really be flush necessarily. Like, would that close?
Actually, that's a good point. No, you can't.
That'd be a bad idea.
We tried doing that, and you can't because when you go like this,
it won't close.
It won't close. So it has to be in one of these slots, which is kind of interesting.
So that's really the only drawback though, as far as the case goes. But shall we get to the thing that everybody's talking about?
Big improvement. Case on the LV2 definitely went
100%.
Okay.
So let's put some barrels together here.
So the LV1.6 had the FL barrel. It came with, I guess one. It was two. I don't know when that ever changed, but it was two. The Planet LV2 does come with the S63 barrel system. It is going to have, I think it's an 8-inch control bore. It's going to have an 8.5 and an 8.9 insert. It's just a little bit different. So this slides in like that. It's very similar to like a freak barrel system.
Well, you know what though? I actually think that has more of a similarity to the F1 system, where the bore itself.
The AccuLock?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Either or, they're all the same. Like in my opinion, they're all very close. I like this. I like the style of it. I think that they overall, I think that they did a good job of incorporating the FL barrel sleeve.
Yep.
If you want to personalize your gun.
Yep.
Which is nice, and the spiral porting reminds me a lot of like a shocker barrel tip or an all-American tip. But the porting's nice. I like the styling. Like this is a really cool looking barrel system.
I agree with that. I like that it tapers too. It's a little thicker and then it gets a little thinner toward the end.
Yeah.
Versus this is just like a very hard line. So no, I agree with that entirely.
And it comes with, like I said one more time, it comes with an 8.9 and a 8.5 insert stock, and then there are going to be other inserts available
that you can pick up as well.
Yeah. All right, the meat of the package here. Boom. Let's get this stuff out of the way.
Set mine here.
All right, Doug. What's your number one thing that they improved from the 1.6 to the LV2.
Ergonomics, get rid of the AT pipe. I'm just gonna say it.
ATP what?
The AT pipe needed to go.
I can't talk. ATP pipe, yes. So the LV2 no longer has an ATP pipe. So as you can see here, there's a gap. There's obviously gas through. The regulator for the LV2, the HPR and the LPR is now housed here, whereas with this, the LPR is up in here and the HPR is there, which is kind of interesting. So we already talked about the barrel system. You just mentioned the ATP pipe.
Yep.
It is a different volume chamber,
Okay.
so it shoots wickedly more smooth.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what? When I typed up the description for these online, I do remember because this is 115 now PSI.
It is,
and I forget what this was at.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure exactly what
It was an improvement. It was an improvement though.
Yeah, but overall, it does shoot wickedly good. So they definitely improved the shot. So you've got that. You've got the barrel system, the ATP pipe, toolless eye covers, which is a big thing, and the grips are now toolless. Mm-hmm. So your LV 1.6 has screws.
Yep.
So Doug would take his apart if he could.
Yeah,
he needs to set it out.
That would take some time that I do not have.
One thing I like to mention is that it is not going to take CS2 back grips. So
yeah, I know that was the big speculation when people saw it because it looks similar, but they're...
Bro, I got so much paint on this. This has been the one I've been testing, guys. So, toolless eye covers, which is nice. So you're just going to... It uses the same latch mechanism. So instead of using screws, you're going to be able to just pop this off. And then I'm just going to go like that for the sake of this. But yeah, very, very simple to do that.
The eyes themselves, though, are the same? Just the covers are different?
You know, looking at it from my knowledge, without confirming this with playing it, it does look same.
Okay.
It does look the same. The ball detents are the same, which is a nice carryover. Planet does a really good job of carrying over parts to the next generation while still generating a new gun.
Yeah.
So like the eye detents are the same across the board for almost all of the guns. The eye wire looks the same as the LV 1.6. That way, if you need a part, it's going to be the same part over and over again, which is really nice.
Which of their markers uses the mirrors for the eyes?
So that would just be the 170R and the CS2.
I know that somebody I was talking to said they wish they would have included that feature.
I think I think that's something that they will probably improve on in the future.
Yeah.
It's funny that you mentioned that because I do agree with that. I actually was thinking about like how do you improve on this, and that would be one way that you do it is no more eye wires.
Yeah, because that's one of the biggest things, right? People taking the frame off of their gun is like, no, pinch the wires when you put it back together. Or
Yep. So the wires are still there. If you take this off as compared to that, you're still the trigger frame is not gonna be easier to take apart.
Yep.
So that is definitely a good thing to mention there. New OLED screen.
Yeah, really.
Yes. So new OLED screen. So I'm gonna pop the grips back on. Overall, though, I think that the resolution on the new screen is much better than the resolution on the old screen.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So another big thing, in my opinion, like the programming on it, it's the same here, Doug. I'll let you tell me what you think.
Oh wow. Yeah, so you know what it is that they have it's like essentially backlit, right? So it's a dark background and white lettering, which you can see in a dark room regardless, but I think on a bright day, that makes it easier to see. And I think that's what they really were thinking of here with these bad boys.
Yeah.
So what can you tell me what the purpose is of the blinking of this of the light?
So that's a good question, and that's something that is also different about this gun compared to that gun that does not have an LED. The reason for the LED flashing is so that when you're in direct sunlight, if you can't see your display, that's why for a long time Planet never changed it, was because they could see it was visible in open sunlight. You could still see the OLED on that. That's why they never change it. So instead, I think that most people would agree that I would rather take a higher resolution so I can see it the majority of the time.
Yep.
When I'm in direct sunlight, the function of the marker, whether the eyes are on, the eyes are off, if the eyes are on and it senses a ball, the LED changes colors.
Got it.
So that's the idea behind that.
Just keeps it quicker for you. Like I guess I could see like if I'm in a game and something goes wrong, stop shooting. I want to know. Oh, is it just my eyes? So I turn the eyes off. That's I guess a quicker reference.
So if it's like super sunny outside, you might have trouble.
Yep.
Whereas with this, you're going to be able to your LED is going to tell you, if you know the colors, it's going to tell you, hey, like, this is what's going on with the marker.
That's really, so it's a quick diagnostic. That's actually really cool.
Yep.
All right, so let's get into some more. Are the HPR and LPR themselves different, or is it just that the placement of them?
So the HPR is definitely different. The LPR placement's different. I don't know if the LPR, I haven't taken the LPR apart yet.
Okay.
But I think that it probably is because everything's located here. The other thing is, like, it feels more sturdy because it's not the plastic battery housing. And that's the other thing too that I like to mention is that because this is toolless and accessing the eyes is toolless, so is accessing the battery, which is huge.
Because here, that would take forever.
Hang on, I'm going to redo that real quick.
That's okay.
One thing that I like to mention too, Doug, is that because the grips are toolless here, being able to put the 9-volt in there is also toolless, so that, you know, you've got your eye covers, which are toolless, and the battery is now toolless. So, like, overall,
your basic maintenance is just quicker.
Yeah, I mean, everything's toolless now, which everything wasn't toolless before. And you know, and like the other thing too is if you keep this rammer cap, just like, I don't know if it's going to now.
Oh, now that you've like played or whatever. And under pressure.
Yeah, but if you just keep it like lightly screwed in there, you can actually take this apart and lube your rammer, and you never need to actually use the Allen key too, which is nice.
Whereas for this is you have to have an Allen key to get this one.
No, it's the same. But just in general for LVs, it's a nice feature that, you know, if you need to service your bolt system or your rammer, I guess you would say, you can do that without.
I think probably the next big thing for them too is having toolless like body separation, like from the frame.
Yeah, I would say that that's something that eventually we might see. But overall, though, like, this is a vast improvement.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
I've never really played much with LVs. I've done a ton of shooting them here at the shop and whatnot. I do like them. I think they're cool. I just have never really, I can't get over this. That's been my only complaint about them for the longest time.
The ATP pipe?
Yeah, I haven't, I really didn't like that.
So what's your thoughts on this?
So from messing around with this at the field a little bit as well, I immediately was in love with it. I was like, yeah, I almost wish it were a little thinner. I wish it were a little skinnier because I do like the
thinner. Meaning, I've had a few people say this.
This way, I wish it wasn't quite as wide.
Oh, really? You think that's wide?
For me.
Really?
For me,
okay, that's kind of interesting.
I don't have the biggest hands in the world. Because think about it too. You guys have heard me say in other videos, I love my shocker, like my amp, because of how small the diameter is of the foregrip.
Gotcha.
I've always loved the smaller guns.
Yeah.
So that's
I've had a lot of people. I've had people complain it's too wide this way.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't hate if that were a little smaller either, but I think for me the bigger complaint is this way, like how open my hand is as I'm holding onto it. Either way, this is still significantly easier to manipulate, and I just don't feel like for this. I'd be so worried, like, oh, what if I happen to smack it on a peg in the ground, like one of the stakes for the bunkers, like God forbid you get this caught on something, like.
Oh, the ATP pipe.
There's just so much that it can just get that stuck on. Whereas with this, like, I feel like I can smack this around more. PE guns are known for being rugged anyway, so you can smack them around as much as you want. But just personal preference, this to me seems and feels a lot more sturdy. So I'm wholeheartedly impressed. I think that was if all they did was that, I would have still been satisfied with this move.
Gotcha. Yeah, and they did way more than that. So overall, I think that like it's a question mark. Like if you're tight on cash, pick up one of these at a discounted price because they lowered the pricing on them, and we've also got a lot of them used right now. So like you're looking at $1,200 for this brand new, but for the extra $400, you are getting a ton of new features on it, which is definitely nice. Like if you're an LV person and you want to upgrade. They've done everything that I think that they should have with this gun, so they absolutely crush it. Two things I like to mention is we should weigh them, and then the other thing too is the trigger is different. So this is that trigger is used to mount like the 170R and the G04. Like. It is that like trigger shoe. Yep. So this blue portion here actually comes off, and the black portion stays. So it is. In my opinion, not as smooth as the trigger pull on this.
I can already feel that.
This is like very, very smooth. One of my favorite triggers.
Yep.
Whereas that is like definitely not as smooth as before. But it also makes it way easier to personalize.
That's true. Because do you think that there's more adjusting you can do as far as like the feel of the trigger pull? Not
adjusting as feel, but you can already buy aftermarket deuce triggers from Infamous with that. So, which is nice. It's the 1R trigger from Infamous.
Okay.
So you don't have to wait for somebody to release it. It's already out there, which is nice.
Gotcha.
So, all right, let's weigh these things, Doug.
All right. Is it on?
All right. All right, 0.
Right. Old first.
Okay, old first.
And these, you heard these
This is
power ups.
what
They do have batteries in them.
Yep. 2 pounds. 1.1 ounces.
Okay. Let's see the zeros. Yep, back at 0. £2, 1.8 ounces.
Yep. So I could definitely believe that because some of the features, it's definitely like a little bit more robust as far as the milling. It's not as like there's not as much milling going on with it. Plus like the HPR and the LPR housing on the front grip is definitely like bulky.
Yep.
But
I think there's just more on the barrel as well. Like there's just more going on up here.
Yeah. But overall though, like weight wise, what, less than an ounce?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a big deal.
If you're complaining about that, I think you should play a different game. we had a friend of ours at Philly say how, you know, like he's like, yeah, Bill's a little heavier or whatever, but he's like, back in the days, he used to shooting guns that were 15 pounds. So like,
yeah, for sure.
We're fighting over sticks at this point. But Joel, do you have any other commentary about this so far, or should we go shoot it?
Let's go shoot it, man.
I think we're going to go shoot it. So, yeah, follow us to Joel's house. See you there. All right, guys, we're at Joel's house. Time to shoot some paintball guns today. Again, 1.6 here, LV2 over there. We're going to get these
dirty
bad boys.
LV2.
Yeah, it's game worn. This one is also, by the way, this one is available on the used gear page, just so you guys know. This is a closed course here. We're safely at home. We're fine here, but we're shooting GI 3-star, as you can see. Picked a shell color that's going to be nice and easy for you guys to be able to track while we're shooting here. Joel, what do you say we chrono these bad boys?
Yeah, let's chrono them. I'm excited for you to shoot this LV2.
I can't wait to pull the trigger on that thing. I really can't.
Let's chrono it.
Yeah.
All right,
All
Doug's
right.
gonna chrono the LV
1.6 first up. All right, we got 94, 300, 302, 299, 298, 297.
Man,
I'll
look
take
how
it.
consistent that thing is.
Honestly, yeah, we're hovering right around 300s, and Joel's gonna do his LV2.
All right. First shot, 299, 299, 297, 308, 305. So, Doug, we're kind of hovering in that 300 range.
We're both right. For me, this is close enough. If you're gonna argue over 6 feet per second, plus or minus, I can't help you.
All right, send a rope, and then I'm gonna give. I already know how both these shoot. I went through that gun today, and I've been shooting this gun. So I want your opinion on this more than, then I'll insert my opinion. I'll shoot a little bit, but I want your opinion. Go ahead.
And I know I like the 1.6. This is gonna be fun.
Oh, we're shooting 3-star.
Yes.
We are shooting 3-star.
3-star, nice orange and purple shell.
Yep. And I've got an 8.5 insert. Doug's got an 8.9 insert.
Ready?
Yep.
Absolute rope.
All right, Doug. Now, you ready?
I am so ready.
Turn that bad boy off. There we go. Okay. Here you go.
All right.
This is the LV2. First shot.
What?
Oh, I forgot to turn off under cap ramping.
We're in super What? Stop it. Are you kidding me? And that's like the same. What?
Yeah.
Anyway, come here. Let's get some ropes on this. Let's see this. Look at this thing. That is no.
You want to finish it off with the LV 1.6 here, sir?
Yeah, I'll absolutely cap that. I'll absolutely top that off. What in the world? Like, this is just so. What in the world?
Okay, so that's definitely still shooting ropes.
Oh my god!
There's
well,
no
both
doubt
are
about
ropes.
it.
So here's the thing, like the trajectory of the shot. Here, yeah. So let's get us both in the shot here. So
Yeah, hang on, let me finish this real quick.
okay, yeah.
Just
kill it.
I need a shot or two just because. Oh man, so good.
Sorry, I took that hopper from you.
It's all good. All right, so you shot both now.
Okay, so here's what the LV series guns. By the way, this is empty, degassed, and turned off. The LV series guns, to me, have always had this. I use the word clacky, and I don't mean to make that sound bad. It's just you can feel there's a lot of mechanics moving. There's a lot of moving pieces with the bolt itself going right. So, like. They got rid of that in the LV2. There is no clackiness. There's no. I don't feel all the mechanics moving. Because my thing with the Shocker amp that I've said before is like nothing happens when I shoot it. There's nothing moving. I don't feel any movement. It's so light on everything. They've achieved that now with the LV2. Let me hold that thing. Give me that thing. What?
We've got a new believer here.
That's again, you guys know I'm a shocker guy. Like, I love my shockers. I love my DLX products, but holy crap.
Yeah. So I'm of the same opinion, guys. Like, it is, the LV2 is definitely smoother than the LV1.6. There's no doubt about it. I kind of tuned the LPR on that one as well, and like the HPR. So it's shooting pretty good.
And this is untuned. Virtually.
Correct.
Like, you haven't really done anything.
No, I have done zero. I haven't touched the solenoid, and I have not touched the LPR on it. And it is like 9-day difference between the two as far as like smoothness goes. Efficiency wise, I think they're about the same. Okay. I would say. The LV2, we got 1,500 shots on an 80. Okay. So that was pretty good.
Maybe that'll be our next test, as a side by side of that. But
sure. But overall, like, the LV2 definitely wins on smoothness and shot quality.
Massively impressed.
Yeah, for sure.
Massively impressed. Well, all right, there you have it, guys. I mean, God. So link in
He's speechless.
Link in the description below if you want to pick one of these bad boys up. We are somewhat back ordered right now due to shipping issues, but no big deal. They're, like we said earlier, they're working out a QC issue.
Yes.
They're working out a QC issue for you guys.
Yep.
So they'll be in as soon as we can get them. You guys will get your back orders. Continue to please go ahead and send your trade-in or offers. We're all about it.
This was actually trade-in for LV2.
Literally, like that's we have a lot of LV1.6s on the wall right now as these trade-ins. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure to use the link below to pick one of these bad boys up for Punishers, and we'll see you next time.